Ida for being upset my girlfriend put an AirTag on my motorcycle to prove a point to her mom. I've never made a post on this subreddit before, but I read posts here occasionally. I'll try to be as concise as possible, though I'm not the best storyteller, and this situation has more nuances than I may be able to explain. I'm a 27M and my girlfriend is 33F. Although our relationship started intensely and unpredictably, we quickly developed strong feelings and have been together for 3 years. Despite being together that long, I only met my girlfriend's parents for the first time a few weeks ago. She's an only child and said she didn't want to introduce her parents to anyone unless she knew they were the one she wanted to marry. Her parents also live abroad, and due to COVID and her dad's health problems, they hadn't visited her for a while. Instead, she would go visit them. It was a big step for her to tell me she wanted me to meet them, and I tried my best to make a good impression. I was raised by my grandmother, and after she passed, my older sister took over caring for me. My girlfriend, on the other hand, had a stable upbringing. Her parents are wealthy, and she's led a privileged life. While we don't share the same life experiences, this was never an issue until I met her parents. If anything, our differences added to our relationship in positive ways. Unfortunately, I got the impression during our first dinner together that her parents were scrutinizing every aspect of my life, including my family. I stayed true to myself and kept my confidence, but I left the interaction feeling like I'd failed a test. My girlfriend reassured me that they liked me, but her mood over the next few days suggested otherwise. I confronted her and pressed for an explanation, and she admitted she was upset because of a fight with her mother after the dinner. Her mother believes I'm just having fun with her daughter, that I'll get bored and leave her, and that she's too old to be wasting time with me. Apparently, her mom formed this opinion solely based on my appearance, disregarding everything else I shared about myself. To address this, my girlfriend and I decided I should spend more time with her family during the holidays. I've been joining shopping trips with her and her mom, and spending time with them, hoping her mom would get to know me better and overcome her skepticism. I even spent hours learning a strategy board game her dad loves and started playing with him to bond. While I feel like I've won her dad over, I get the sense that her mom is constantly evaluating me in subtle but unrealistic ways. For example, she overanalyzes how I interact with others in public, reads too much into how I smile, and critiques how I show affection toward my girlfriend. Her mom even said my motorcycle makes me seem extra promiscuous. That's when things escalated. My sister and I have an 18-year-old dog who has had a tough few months. I think he's nearing the end, so one of us always stays with him. Since he's small, it's easy to bring him along, but I still need to leave to give him his medicine at scheduled times. My girlfriend's mom found this suspicious. The other day, I left my girlfriend and her family to give my dog his medicine. On the way, I got an alert on my phone that an AirTag was traveling with me. When I got home, I searched my belongings and eventually found it on my motorcycle. The AirTag was linked to my girlfriend's mom's number. I told my girlfriend, and she admitted she had put her mom's AirTag on my motorcycle to prove to her mom that I wasn't lying about where I was going. I understand she was trying to defend me, but it made me angry. Ever since I met her family, her mom's microaggressions have been getting to me, and it's becoming hard to separate those feelings from my girlfriend. I hope I'm just overstimulated from all this and that things will improve after the holidays, but I'm not sure if I'm wrong for being cold toward my girlfriend about the AirTag. It's just a frustration I can't seem to let go of. The most fundamental part of a relationship is the trust between two people. The fact that she didn't tell you seems to indicate that she might have also wanted to see what you were up to. If she trusted you, she should have defended you. Parents have always been skeptical since time immemorial, and it's up to you two to convince them otherwise. It seems you've done a lot, so maybe it's just a matter of having direct, face-to-face conversations with all three or four of them to clear this up. Otherwise, who knows what else might be done to test your loyalty. Response from OP: that's what I've been struggling with. The fact that she didn't let me know her plan makes me wonder if she also wanted to test me. Even if that's not the case, the whole approach has made me angry.
Comment. Personally,
I think you need to sit down with her and it seems like she was testing you. If she continues to allow her mom to interfere, it's not going to work. All it takes is one little comment from her mom, and you'll both be back to square one in your relationship. She shouldn't have to prove anything to her mom. This seems more like she's trying to prove something to herself. They might be able to work things out, but only with dialogue, honesty, and without letting others' opinions get in the way. Comment, you should reconsider your relationship. In my opinion, it's time to leave her. She's been with you for 3 years, and yet her mom is still able to convince her that you'd cheat on her. She also got her to betray your trust and help others stalk you. She lied to you by claiming it was only for her mom. Instead of defending you, she allowed her mom to abuse you and caused a rift between you two. It's time to end it and clearly tell her that she lied and betrayed your trust. The moment she doubted you enough to track you with an AirTag, she betrayed your relationship. She allowed her mom to interfere, and this showed how little she values you. This relationship is over, and she has no one to blame but herself.
comment.
This is probably why she's 33 and is going to be single again. Her mom believes no one is good enough for her baby, so she creates a wedge and breaks up her relationships. The girlfriend seems to be a people pleaser and a mommy's girl, afraid of her mom's disapproval, or maybe afraid of losing financial support. Does she have a job? Does she earn her own money? Comment. It sounds like Mommy Dearest doesn't want her daughter to be with anyone, only with her. She probably wants her daughter to be a spinster and take care of her in her old age. There's manipulation and narcissism at play here. Comment. OP, it's been 25 days. How did the breakup go? If her mom found out she told you, she wouldn't believe it because you already knew. She hid it because that's the only way her mom would believe it. It's still manipulative. If she doesn't trust him, there's no point in continuing the relationship, especially when you feel the need to prove to your partner that they're good enough for your damn mommy. Comment. The mom absolutely wanted to test OP too, or she would have told him. The girlfriend is the biggest problem here. But sometimes you get so annoyed by someone, in this case her mom, that you just want to prove yourself right that your partner isn't cheating. My girlfriend's parents surprised me with a visit overseas. I'm considering breaking up with her. I'm 28 M's and my girlfriend is 33F. We've been together for a few years and have discussed getting married. Unfortunately, ever since I met her parents last year, their behavior, specifically her mom, has made it difficult for me to envision a future with her. Her mom mistrusts me, based solely on superficial impressions and assumptions about who she thinks I am. I've tried to show her parents patience and have been extremely respectful, giving them opportunities to get to know me and overcome their prejudices. Everything came to a head when I went to visit my home country. I have an apartment there and came to attend a friend's wedding. Her parents showed up unannounced and requested a ride from the airport. I immediately called my girlfriend, despite the time difference, because I was in shock. She claimed she had no idea about their plans. They claim it was all spontaneous, a cheap last-minute flight, etc. I just don't buy it. Anyway, I picked them up and they're currently staying at my apartment. They have no itinerary, but want me to plan visits to various places for them, and of course they need me as a translator. Everything feels too foreign to them, and they're lost without me. They refuse to go anywhere unless I escort them. My girlfriend is apologetic, but I don't feel like she's supporting me in dealing with her parents, especially her mom, who is the instigator. Her dad has no backbone and just follows along. I posted about another issue a while back too. My girlfriend doesn't support me in setting boundaries, so as her partner, I find myself stuck between a rock and a hard place. I can't tell if I'm being cold and unwelcoming, or if these people are truly overstepping, and my girlfriend is too afraid of them to even warn me about something like this. I can handle anything if she's on my side, but it doesn't feel like she is. Maybe I can't be with someone like that. Comments. Your girlfriend put an AirTag on your motorcycle last month to prove a point to her mom. I think it's time to either accept your fate or move on and enjoy some freedom. And tell the parents you're in the country because your friend is getting married and your priority is your friend and anything else you want to do. They bought their plane tickets planning to rely on you for everything without asking if that was okay. It's not okay, and they need to leave and make their own arrangements. You're there for a purpose that doesn't include being their host and tour guide. This, OP, you're quick to call your father-in-law spineless, but clearly you're in the same boat. You need to set better boundaries and get them out, even if it means losing your girlfriend. This behavior from your in-laws is completely unacceptable, and they will walk all over you along with your girlfriend. Better to set things straight now or end up as a pushover. Thinking your girlfriend might be drawn to you because you're like her dad, but OP, you can turn this around by setting boundaries and saying no. She's not his wife, she's his girlfriend. So the people staying with him aren't even his in-laws. He should dump the girlfriend unless he's ready to put up with this crap for the rest of his life or be stuck running interference between his doormat wife and her parents. Dump them all immediately. Tell the girl you just can't anymore because she can't manage her parents. Tell the parents the good news right away. Give them tourist airport hotel info and a deadline to pack. I just wanted to clarify a few things. I first met my girlfriend's parents in late November 2024. The reason I picked them up at the airport instead of abandoning them or telling them to find a hotel was out of respect for my girlfriend and the relationship I wanted or thought I wanted to have with her and her parents. After our first meeting in late November, as I shared in my first post, I confronted my girlfriend. She apologized, and eventually, her mother did as well. I thought we had moved past whatever suspicions and mistrust her mother had about me. Then this happened. In the past few days, since this situation began, I've realized some things about my relationship. My girlfriend has been playing both sides. She would tell me one thing and her parents another. She's been hiding deep trust issues about me and insecurities about our relationship. Mostly her fears that I would be unfaithful. I want to be clear that these fears are not based on anything I've done, it's just how she feels. She used her parents to convince me it wasn't her craziness. And I'm pretty sure she told her mom how she felt, and her mom was willing to go along with it. I broke up with my girlfriend and asked her parents to leave. The wedding I attended for my friend hit differently because of all this, but it also made me realize how unhealthy and toxic my relationship was. I haven't shared much, but I think I was in an abusive relationship. I'm still struggling to accept that, and there's some shame creeping in that I don't understand. Why is it even there? Anyway, thank you for all the messages. Sorry if my writing skills aren't great. So I'm so drained from this situation that I feel like I need to sleep for a month. I don't even feel like writing about this, but I felt like I owed you all the conclusion. To be honest, it might have been for the best that they showed up and made you realize how bad your relationship was for you. Now, you won't waste any more time in a relationship that isn't good. So the pain is big now, but the future will become better. 2 of 4. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it takes something drastic to open your eyes to what's really going on. 266. Relationships either die quick and explosively or slow like a poison, eating away at you day by day. Both are very painful in their own ways. Having done both, quick is slightly less awful. So she's been telling tales to her parents about her fears that you'll cheat on her. Then her mom decides to take it upon herself to go to OP's home country and impose on him so he can't cheat on her. That is wild. 62. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry this happened. That is actually insane that her parents showed up and expected you to play tour guide with zero warning. You've done the right thing getting out of that. Reflect through third stray. Sounds like that trip was her parents checking up on him for her because of her insecurities. Glad he bailed on that nonsense. It was definitely to investigate me. I don't think I'll ever know exactly what my ex-girlfriend and her mom were suspicious about. Did they think I'm secretly married or living some kind of double life? I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to look into my employment history, etc. I feel so stupid for the kindness I extended to them. I tried to understand every transgression and let my girlfriend gaslight me into thinking I was just misunderstanding things because I didn't have parents growing up. Reply. Um, Comment, you mentioned your senior dog in the first post you made. Focus on him and the people who matter. This girl's mask slipped off just in time, and it's better it happened before you married her. Also, you have a significant age gap that I think played a role in how your relationship started, and she'll probably not let you go so easily. Don't ever take her back. Stay safe. Protect your peace. Comment, don't beat yourself up about it. We've all made the mistake of giving someone kindness who didn't deserve it, but that doesn't mean you made an error. It's just that the person was a jerk and you didn't know it yet. What matters is that you realized it before it was too late. Wow, that's genuinely so horrible, OP. Your feelings, even though you don't understand them completely now, they are important. They are all completely valid. Take your time to breathe and get through this very hard and unpleasant arc in your life and come out mostly unscathed. You're so young. You have like 4 other messed up relationships left to go through before it really becomes a problem. I'm sorry you had to deal with people who mistrusted your genuine good heart because of their own issues. Please don't go back to her. You deserve better. Reply. 100% agree. They helped you see the truth, to be honest. Last update, my girlfriend's parents surprised me with a visit overseas. I'm considering breaking up with her. To those who were worried my ex-girlfriend would trash my place, nothing like that happened. I spoke to her in person. She said I was misunderstanding everything. She started crying, which was hard for me. There was a moment where I wanted to forget everything just to hug her. I held back because something felt different. She asked me if I hated her. Obviously, I don't. I told her I'm tired of feeling like the person I love isn't who I thought they were. Ever since she introduced me to her parents and her close friend circle, which I didn't talk about before, I've seen a side of her I don't recognize. After meeting her parents for the first time and noticing her strange behavior starting to add up, I gave her the opportunity to be honest. I asked her to tell me everything. I told her, I can't help you if you leave me in the dark. I even warned her, if I find out later, it's over. Because of how she chose to answer during that conversation, every action I took, I held back. All she had to do was tell me what was going on. I would have helped her face anything. Instead, she chose to deceive me in cruel ways while playing the victim when I questioned her about it. I shielded her all this time. She manipulated everyone around her, including me. Now everything is confusing. When I look back at our time together, I feel like I'm going crazy. I can't differentiate anymore her true feelings about anything. She tried to explain that the stress of pleasing her friends and family made her act this way, but that she doesn't share their views or doubts about me. She said she's never loved anyone the way she loves me, and her feelings scare her. I wish she'd just admit she had too much pride. I understand she's probably the way she is because of how she was raised, but some of the things she said and did are unforgivable. The conversation went on, but everything was still someone else's fault. She wasn't taking any accountability. So I stood by my decision to stay broken up. To be honest, when I hesitated for even that single moment where I wanted to hug her, she showed me the side of her that comes out when she doesn't get her way. For the first time, I felt like what I was seeing was actually her true self. We were having this conversation while walking outside. We had stopped and she was wiping her tears. When she realized I wasn't going to comfort her, she started saying degrading things about me. She also brought up again that my life is easier than hers because I grew up without parents. That comment was so messed up, it made me laugh. I told her she's so privileged, she has no idea what it even means to have a hard life. Because I laughed, I could tell she wanted to throw her coffee at me. She didn't. Instead, she said a few more things about me, And I realized I don't care anymore because I don't even recognize this woman yapping in front of me. Since then, she emailed me an Excel spreadsheet of all the money I supposedly owe her. The things she itemized included all the time she upgraded me on a flight, luxury gifts she bought me for birthdays, Christmas, etc. She also included ridiculous things like estimated gas costs for the time she was my designated driver, and pregnancy tests. I think she added this just to mess with me. I'm not going to bother explaining my contributions. This email made me sick. I packed her belongings that were at my apartment. I had a friend come over when she came to collect them. She didn't know this. I answered the door, and she pushed past me and tried to initiate something. I didn't reciprocate, and she got angry and scratched me. I think maybe she was trying to slap me but couldn't reach. I'm not really sure because it happened too fast, and I restrained her. My friend came out and began calling her out. He made a show of recording a video and threatened her with reporting her for assault. I think it embarrassed her, so she probably won't do something like this again. For those asking about my dog, he's happy and comfortable and still alive. He's eating well for his age. My priority is improving the quality of his life, not unnecessarily prolonging it. But every night I check on him before I sleep. And every morning I wake up with this feeling of dread. He has Cushing's disease and chronic pancreatitis. He's high risk for developing cancer. The medication routine is a bit complex, but I'm learning everything I can for him. Reflection for our listeners. These stories highlight how challenging it can be to navigate relationships where boundaries, trust, and respect are unclear or constantly being tested. The author faced family and romantic dynamics that not only stretched their patience, but also tested their sense of identity and emotional well-being. A recurring theme here is the impact of unestablished boundaries. When those close to you don't respect your needs or vulnerabilities, it's easy to get caught in a cycle of emotional exhaustion. This reminds us of the importance of setting healthy boundaries and prioritizing our well-being, even if it means making difficult decisions like ending a relationship or confronting someone. Another key takeaway is how familial and romantic relationships can be influenced by insecurities and societal expectations. For the author, the pressure to fit into a mold that didn't reflect who they truly were led to a constant struggle to prove their worth. This underscores the importance of choosing partners and environments that value who you are and don't try to mold you into their narratives. Finally, these stories leave us with a crucial lesson. It's essential to acknowledge our emotions, even the uncomfortable ones, and take the time to process them. The author allowed themselves to reflect, learn from their experiences, and prioritize their emotional health, something we should all do when facing complicated relationships. So if you find yourself in a similar situation, remember this: your feelings are valid. You don't have to bear the weight of meeting unfair expectations, and you always have the right to defend your boundaries and prioritize your peace of mind.
Farewell in English. Thank you for joining us for this story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends so more people can enjoy these tales. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Take care, and we'll see you in the next story. See you soon.